Hello, colleagues. Today, we are going to be talking about social media and specifically why medical professionals need to be on social media. And this might be kind of silly because I'm on social media telling you this, but I'm going to tell you today why you need a medical presence that it's going to up-level and grow your practice, your academics, and everything that you want to achieve. So I'm going to give you the three main reasons why you need a medical presence on social media today. And like I said, this applies whether you're doing it for education purposes, for academics, or even to grow your presence. So your personal account is not enough for that. But this does not at all mean that you have to keep up with the recent trends and do the dances and things like that. But the tips I'm going to give you today is going to allow you to better connect with your patients. And why should you listen to me when it comes to being on social media? Well, last year, 1 year ago today, I was on a traveling fellowship and I was selected as the Canadian Orthopedic Association, American Orthopedic Association Traveling Fellow. And this is a very prestigious North American program where I traveled to leading universities in North America to give talks about our expert area. And the talk that was most selected by these leading universities, what they wanted to hear the most about was why they needed to be on social media and how they can do it to grow their practices. So this is the talk I'm going to give you today. It's a little bit of an abridged version, but if you want to hear this in its entirety, please reach out to me and we can definitely make that happen. Remember, please check out my YouTube video and subscribe to that, where you can see all the videos from our North American Traveling Fellowship. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you can see all of those there as well. So we're going to talk about the reasons why you need to have a medical presence on social media to help you grow. So reason number one is you're already on social media. So whether you know it or not, you're out there. So whether these are things that you know about, so like this Instagram account or the TikTok account or the Facebook profile that you all set up, or even the things that you don't know about. So when I did my fellowship down in America, all of a sudden I had things that I'd never even signed up for. A Doximity account, a ResearchGate account, a RateMD account, or my hospital or health authority profiles. So these are things that are all even hidden to me that I had no idea was out there. So the crazy part about this is, most of us know, but we all have that colleague who just tries to put their head in the sand and try to ignore it all. But I've just shown you that even when you try to do that, it's useless and you're going to be out there. And this is really important because currently 80% of the patients out there will look up their doctors prior to their first visit with you. And more than half of them will actually change doctors if they find a negative review of you online. So right now, it's more important than ever to know your information and know what's out there for you. You literally could be losing patients because of negative information online. And if you don't believe me, go look yourself online right now. Just do it. Just Google yourself, type your name in there. I've done it many times, and this is what I tell my trainees to do all the time. And you will be absolutely shocked at what you find is out there that you never knew about before. So reason two, you need to be on social media for medical purposes is that your patients are on social media. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, these all have more than 1 billion monthly active users. And so every minute on Google, more than 70,000 healthcare related searches are made. And as I've already told you, 80% of patients will look up their doctors prior to a visit with them. And 63%, so more than half, almost 2/3 of patients will switch doctors if they find a negative review of you online. So this goes back to how it does not work just trying to stick your head in the sand and trying to ignore this, because your patients are on there actively searching for you. And not only that, your patients are actually on there wanting more information on you, wanting more content from you. There have been several studies from the dermatology literature, from the orthopedic literature, that says that people are looking for health information on their specific pathologies. And more than that, they're actually asking their providers and wanting better quality content available to them on social platforms like YouTube. And so putting it all together, the third reason that you have to be on social media is to control your information. So I've told you before that you're already on social media, whether you know it or not. So whether you've created profiles or whether you haven't. And your patients are on social media and they're on there looking for you, and they're on there essentially reviewing you to make sure that you are the right provider or you're the right doctor for them. So in this era of information overload and misinformation, it's crucial that you are on there so that you're not only able to control your own information, such as ratings, educational profiles, but also control the things that your patients are looking at. And like it or not, communication, especially on social platforms, has become a major part of being a successful healthcare provider. So it's more important than ever to help have appropriate information disseminated on your behalf, aka by you. Like I've already told you, it's not a joke when, if you don't do this properly, you have the risk of losing patients. So I told you about the 3 reasons of why you have to be on social media as a doctor. So number 1 is because you're already on there, and so basically you have to control your information. Number 2 is your patients are on there and they're wanting to see more information and better content from you. And the third is so that putting these together, you can control all that information, and so your patients can get the care that they absolutely need and deserve. So then the question always becomes, well, how do you control all the information that's already out there? So the easiest thing for you to do is to fill in all those free profiles that are already available to you. So things like your hospital affiliation and your university profiles, your LinkedIn profiles, your Rate MD or other kind of online rating profile. Just own all those, fill it all out. And the beautiful thing about that is that these all have pre-optimized search engine optimizations that will help get you to the top of searches of your name. Another great idea that came from one of my colleagues from Emory is, if he finds that you have a really happy patient, well, you know what, print out a QR code and have them scan it and just ask them to put in a nice review of you, right? And so again, once all these things go out, when your name gets searched, all of a sudden all these really great things are going to pop to the top of your list. I've worked really hard to kind of do that for myself. So if you go look at my name, Dr. Adrian Huang, you'll see things that are all controlled by myself and are out there on purpose. And so finally, if you really want to do more, I really want you to think about why you want to do more on social media. Is it to educate patients? Is it to connect with people? Is it to educate your trainees? And I want you to bring that to our next session, because the next time we're going to be talking about things like branding and finding your niche. And I think that's also going to be really important for you guys. And so this will be a really good exercise to kind of be as a springboard for our next talk. So in review, thank you again for joining me. Again, this session has been on why, as a doctor, you need to have a medical social media presence. Tune in next time. We'll get more into branding and kind of the nuts and bolts of it all. Thanks again for joining me today. Again, if you have any questions, or if you want to hear the full version of this talk that I gave on the North American Traveling Fellowship, reach out to me. We'll make it happen. And make sure you do look at my YouTube, The Real Scrubbedout, and check out all the fun that we had on the North American Traveling Fellowship. All right, have a great week. Talk to you guys soon.